Planet Vero Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Honestly, without Treasure Coast Community Health, I think we'd be a much poorer community in terms of our health. We're always striving to fill the gap for everyone in the community, rich or poor.
And good afternoon. My name is Vicki Soulé, and welcome to Community Conversations. I'm so happy to be here every week because I get the ability to talk with different people around our community that are doing wonderful things that all contribute to better health for all of us and a better future in any event. And so today, I'm pleased to have Phil Barnes here. Phil is the leader at Youth Guidance. He's hardly more than a youth himself, so he relates really well to everyone he's dealing with. And I invited him so that we could talk about what kinds of things they're doing in the community with our youth. So welcome, Phil.
Thank you for having me, Vicki.
Absolutely. Now, even though you haven't been with them for hundreds of years, your organization's been around a long time.
Yes, we are celebrating our 50th anniversary this year.
Amazing. Wow. That would make it 1973?
1973, yes.
Wow. I would not have guessed that in Indian River County.
That's right. And a lot of times people think of us as going under the radar. And even now, not everybody knows what youth guidance is exactly. And so
true.
Over the past few years, we've really worked a lot to help people understand what it is that we do and learn about the mentoring programs that we provide. Well,
and, you know, you've got a very visible spot on 60. You weren't always in that building, though.
We weren't, although we were.
Oh, okay. Yeah, welcome to maintenance land, right?
You got it. Yes, there's always something, especially the building was built in 1961. And it was the first, one of the first public libraries in Vero Beach. I believe it was the second.
Okay.
And it's built like a typical government building, so it's very structurally sound. It's just a little old, so the interior needs a little bit of a facelift.
So let's talk about what kind of programs you have in youth guidance and what kinds of age groups you see.
Sure. So at Youth Guidance, we now serve children, teenagers, and young adults ages 5 all the way up to 24. And when kids walk through our doors, they access caring adults who provide evidence-based mentoring programs. We do 3 focus areas: academic enrichment, vocational training, and life skills. So things along the lines of gardening, money management, financial literacy, and STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Within vocational training, we provide for younger children, we do woodworking. So if you think back to shop class when we were kids, we also provide bicycle repair. And for older students, ages 16 to 24, we offer a state-registered pre-apprenticeship program. And that teaches 5 trades: HVAC, welding, plumbing, carpentry, and electric.
That's amazing. So it sounds like you have a lot of kids that are there a big part of the day. It's not just an after-school program.
It's not. We serve students every day from 3:30 to 7:30 in our group program.
Okay.
And some of the programs, like the pre-apprenticeship, that takes place off-site. We partner with Vero Beach High School for that.
Okay.
That happens from 2:30 to 5:30 every Tuesday and Thursday. That's an 8-month program, and students have the opportunity to get up to 6 professional certifications.
So is this while they're in high school or while and after high school?
Both.
Okay.
So we do have a few students who are in high school. The majority are young adults who are they're ready for a career.
Okay.
They may be working in part-time food service jobs, but they are looking to start their career, and that's really why they're in the program. They want some knowledge in the trades. They want some certification so they can go out and fill some jobs that are desperately needed here in Indian River County.
Absolutely. And so do they pay a tuition for that training?
No. So none of the programs that we provide at Youth Guidance involve any sort of membership fee. Everything we do is provided free of charge.
Wow.
And I do want to mention for our younger students that who come to our facility for group mentoring programs, we do provide them dinner every night, and that's in partnership with The Source. So
Very
they're
nice.
dining with dignity. Yes.
Yeah, so they get the training, and then they provide the resources for you guys that are also giving training to other kids.
Exactly.
So wonderful, paying it forward.
Yes, and it's a great example, I think, of how agencies can collaborate really to better serve the community. And just while I'm on the subject with the source, they are offering a culinary certification class for our older students over the summer. And that is going to be a great opportunity for our older students to gain some real-world knowledge of what it takes to work in that particular industry. And they'll have a real-world certification to put on their resume so they can go out and fill jobs within that field.
That's wonderful because, as you talk with teenagers, they're like, oh, yeah, doing a food truck's easy. It's like as easy as it might appear. There's things like sanitary standards that you have to fulfill and a lot of stuff behind the curtain that they don't realize. So it's a wonderful opportunity.
Exactly. And the other thing, too, is it's a springboard for the kids. I mean, if they figure out that they really like cooking and it kind of ignites that passion. There are opportunities within Treasure Coast Technical College for them to get more advanced certifications, become a sous chef or a chef. There are opportunities within Indian River State College, and also opportunities within the local community. So a lot of the clubs around town, Point West, Johns Island Club, Indian River Estates, these places all need qualified, work-ready team members to contribute to what they're doing. So we're thinking about what the end game is for our kids. And, the ideal is not to have them work in, a part-time food service job for the rest of their life. It's here's a certification that you can use to go out and start a career.
Right.
So that's really the underlying focus of most everything we do.
And it doesn't hurt from a mother's perspective that your kids learn how to cook. I know we tried with ours to say, okay, you always get Monday, you always get Tuesday, and then they'd be very creative of things they had to do instead of being home during the dinner hour to cook. So, there is that life outside of home in that transition between 16 and 24. So kudos.
Yes, thank you. And you're right. It's a skill they should learn at least at some point in their lives. We'd prefer it be earlier than later. A lot of the students we serve a low-income population. A lot of these kids already are responsible for cooking, and they, if they don't, then and
hot dogs every night gets old.
It does, right? Or mac and cheese, or ramen noodles. It's
exactly
right. It's how do we can learn how to cook on a budget and cook healthy, and that goes right into our gardening program as well. This is how you can grow healthy food. And use it in recipes.
So do you have land around the building where you're actually gardening?
Yes, we do.
Wow.
We have 3 beds. Actually, the Florida Department of Health helps out tremendously as a coach. So they teach us, it's actually Molly Steinwald over at Florida Department of Health. And she coaches our team on what are the right plants to grow and when, how to harvest, and really we've developed the curriculum around that. And now if you look at our garden, it's flourishing, and that's all thanks to her input, and of course the work of our team.
Well, and that's, again, a very important thing to learn when you live in Florida, because many of us from the Midwest might have learned about the value of a garden, but the seasons are so different. It's not the same at all. The crops have to be different. The water that comes in at different times of the year, it's completely different. So having someone like Molly help is, again, a building tool for the entire future of that child.
Yes, and really that is similar. The structure of that program is similar to a lot of our other programs. So, for instance, sewing. We have an instructor who really just lends her experience and expertise. Every Wednesday we do advanced sewing for students, and we have sewing machines, and our staff have learned how to do sewing, but when we started, we really didn't know. So it was really thanks to the work of volunteers with expertise in the community who can teach us what we need to know in order to run the programs effectively. And I do want to mention, we actually have assessments tied to these classes, and really it's just these skills-based assessments. Does the student know how to sew a button on a shirt by the end of the class? Can they operate a sewing machine safely? Do they know how to do a stitch? So there are just different items that we measure to make sure that the students are, in fact, learning these skills.
Well, and that's a way to increase their confidence as well, because they pass this test, they pass that test. They can be proud that, see, I did all of these things. It's not just I spent the last 8 weeks there, messing around.
Yes, exactly. And then again, with our older students, they're getting forklift certified. They're learning how to use a scissor lift, how to use power tools, all about tool safety. They're getting OSHA 10 certified, first aid CPR certified. So they're actually, it's just leveling that up to the point where it's our students who graduate the pre-apprenticeship can go knock on the doors of local contractors and say, I have all these skills and I'm ready to work. And the goal is for them to get hired on the spot. So
we fill gaps in healthcare. You're filling gaps in the children's education.
Yes.
Back in the old days, many of us can remember home ec and auto repair and those types of things in our middle school and high school days. But then as more knowledge comes to the forefront, those classes have been eliminated, and yet the skills are still essential. So thank you.
Oh, yes. It's really a joy to see that, too, because a lot of the kids, they want to do something hands-on when they come to youth guidance. And to be honest, we don't have the biggest green space around our building. So while we do sports and recreation, it's not really our main focus. The kids, they have room to exercise and burn off some of that energy. But then, we have to give them other projects like woodworking, gardening, that really get their hands dirty, get their hands into something and help them build something tangible that they can be proud of.
So we're going to take a short break, and then we'll come back and we'll continue our conversation about some of the things that our community members can do to become involved. So be right back. Treasure Coast Community Health in-house pharmacies have the lowest prices in Indian River County, even lower than big box pharmacies. Taking your medication as prescribed leads to better health. Affordable medicine makes it easier. Treasure Coast Community Health patients can pick up medicine as they leave the office or use free delivery and mail order services. Pharmacists are always available to answer questions. Switch to TCCH pharmacies. Save money, stay healthy. 772-257-8224 and ask about our price match.
Is owning a home your goal? With the rising cost of rent, you could be saving a lot of money by owning your own home. At Caliber Home Loans, we can help make home ownership a reality. Meet with us for a free consultation and get on the right path to buy the home of your dreams. For Caliber, home loans is all we do. We use local appraisers and offer a variety of loan options to fit your lifestyle and budget. Call us today, 844-GO-CALIBER, license number CHL15622, Caliber Home Loans, TreasureCoast.com.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day.
At Sunshine Furniture, we've been the outdoor furniture experts for over 30 years and carry the largest selection of patio furniture, all made in America. Hundreds of styles, colors, and fabrics to choose from in outdoor wicker, aluminum, and recycled plastic from Lloyd Flanders, Hollywood, Berlin Gardens, O.W. Lee, Windward, Woodard, Telescope, and others, all made to withstand our Florida climate, in stock and ready for you to enjoy. Right now, we're having a spring sale on selected groups, and also all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. We also specialize in replacement cushions, umbrellas, beach chairs, outdoor rugs, and fire pits. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1, Vero Beach, next to Planet Fitness. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
This is Anna Valencia Tillery, host of Treasure Coast Insider, and you're listening to Planet Vero Radio, real local talk radio from 2 to midnight, weekends on Real Radio 1017.
And welcome back to Community Conversations. If you're just joining us, my name is Vicki Soule, and I'm the CEO of Treasure Coast Community Health. Now, what does Treasure Coast Community Health do besides host a radio show? We do lots of things related to health. We are a primary care organization that provides basically one-stop shopping just as good as any primary care provider in town that will take care of your physical health, your mental health, or your dental health. We have low-cost pharmacies, and we are great collaborators within the community to provide the best care that we can for you, not just physically, but in every other way possible. So today, I have another gap filler with us. We're filling the gaps in terms of our local health care. Youth Guidance is filling the gaps of things that we used to be able to learn in school that were not academic, things like home ec, cooking, sewing, balancing a checkbook, learning how to take care of things, gardening, home repairs, maybe? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm stretching a little here, Phil.
Well,
So meet Phil Barnes.
Yeah. Thank you, Vicki. Yes, we do home repairs for our pre-apprenticeship program for the ages 16 to 24. So they learn things like how to wire an electrical outlet, how to rewire a ceiling fan, how to build a frame wall with studs.
Oh my gosh, I wish we had lived here when my kids were younger.
Right, how to plumb a sink, how to weld metal. So it's quite a few different things, actually, and it's just our way of filling that gap, as you said. Yeah. And again, we do partner on that program with the Vero Beach High School. Treasure Coast Technical College has helped with the process as well, and a company called Florida Training Services. And they run pre-apprenticeships and apprenticeship programs across the state of Florida.
But I'm sure with all the wonderful early retirees that we have that come to Paradise with us, you must have a number of opportunities for people that maybe got tired of golfing after a bit and have some history, either personally or professionally, in those types of things as volunteers?
Yes, we are always looking for volunteers. We do homework help every day after school. So we're always looking for tutors for reading, general homework help, for financial literacy. We're doing entrepreneurship this semester, so volunteers to help with that. Gardeners, if you no plumbing, HVAC, welding, electric.
Those are bonus points.
Yes, so we definitely get you plugged into the pre-apprenticeship program, and it's just we also have opportunities for board membership, but it really runs the gamut. If somebody has an interest, it's very likely that we can fit them in somewhere.
That's an amazing statement for an organization that's been established for so long, and it speaks to how you're continuing to grow and fill those gaps and meet those needs in a community-sensitive way, because I'm sure in addition to the hours that you get from volunteers, you probably get a lot of great input in terms of better ways to do things, other individuals they can involve, and so forth.
Yes, we have quite a few volunteers who are just working with us purely on a consultancy sort basis, and they have really helped improve programs. So retired engineers, CEOs, everybody's input really we take into consideration.
I was going to ask you if there were a minimum number of hours that a volunteer would need to give you, but clearly whatever they're willing to offer as a consultant doesn't have a set schedule.
Yes. Now, I will say we do one-on-one mentoring, and that is really what we were founded on. So back in 1973, we started as a one-on-one mentoring organization.
Oh, similar to Big Brothers, Big Sisters?
Yes. Okay. And there was nothing like it in the county at the time. So we would match caring adults with children. And over the years, we added group programs after school and summer camp. And that really allows us now to make a match based on the volunteer's interaction with the child in a group setting. So before becoming a one-on-one mentor, you have to spend at least 8 weeks or 1 semester in a group setting. So it prevents the tendency to match children with adults who may not be a good match. But spending that 8 weeks from the adult's perspective allows them to really understand what the program is and get to know the kids. It allows us to also observe that relationship. And then we bring the parent, the child, the potential mentor, and of course our team to the planning table, and we outline the expectations, and from there the match is made. And then we require that all our mentee-mentor matches spend at least 8 hours with one another per month.
Okay.
So it can be done in a few weekends, or a lot of our matches go well over that. And right now we have 16 pairs, so one-on-one to adult matches. Now, I will say that number has dropped a little bit due to COVID, and it's coming back up, which we're really excited about. But also, it's important. It's also dropped because of the way we do it is different. We require more from the adult.
Right.
They have to commit to that 8 weeks, and that just shows us that they will commit to a longer-term relationship. We want it to last at least a year, if not longer.
Are there any particular ages that you encourage or say, no, that's too old in terms of mentors?
No, there really isn't. Now, most of our mentors want to mentor the younger kids. It's just how it's been. And we totally encourage that. But if a mentor were to say, I really want to mentor this teenager, I feel like I really gel with that person and I feel like I can impact their life in a positive way, then we will work with that and create that opportunity.
That's wonderful. Again, because children develop at different ways. Each child is not a cookie cutter of the one next to them, and some mature very quickly compared to the chronological age, and some don't, and could still use that mentoring at 12 or 14 for some period of time.
Exactly.
So that's wonderful.
And right to that point, that's part of the reason why we extended our age to 24, because a lot of these students who are old, young adults, they don't have the support necessarily of the schools anymore, and a lot of the times they lose the support of their family system.
Right.
So they are at a critical turning point, and we felt like there wasn't enough being done in the community for that age group. So that is why we now serve students up to age 24 and particularly focus on those vocational training opportunities for that group.
Well, as you pointed out, there's a lot of people that provide in the community, but not always at an affordable or, I hate to use the word convenient, but if you're trying to support yourself with a low-level job, you don't have the wherewithal to say, no, I have to do this instead. You know, you take whatever schedule you have. So that flexibility is great.
Yes.
So how do you pay for all of this? Bottom line.
Yes. Most of our funding, all of our funding comes from local sources. We don't receive any state or federal funding. We do receive a grant from the county, the Children's Services Advisory Council. We are a United Way funded organization. We do receive grants from some of the local foundations, individuals, and some businesses as well. So we have a pretty diversified funding stream.
So I'm going to put in a pitch for you before we close. If this impresses you, if you would like to be supportive of this and you don't have the time, but you do have a couple of extra dollars, send them to Youth Guidance, because this is the future of our county. Phil, how would they do that?
Yes, so please visit our website, youthguidanceprogram.org. Click the donate button on the top right of your screen, or you can call our number at 772-492-3933.
Now, I don't normally do that so directly, so I just want everybody to understand this really is a huge help to our community, because having raised boys of my own, I know that at some point it's either clicking or they're down on themselves that I'm just stupid, I'm never going to make anything of myself. And this program allows them to not get in that trap. So thank you.
Thank you, Vicki. Thank you for having me, and I appreciate all the work that you do over at Treasure Coast Community Health.
Well, we all have to dream together and do together. So thank you very much for being here. I hope that you'll share this information either by Facebook or by word of mouth, so that others understand the great resources that we do have in our community, and we hope you support all of the nonprofits in our community. Thank you, and have a good evening.